Good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this first session and first episode of Sales Development Talk. My name is Thibaut. I'm your host. And for the first session, I'm inviting Elric Legloire. Elric, welcome to the show.
Hey Thibaut, thank you so much for inviting me. Super excited to be here.
Yeah, very excited too. So before we actually do anything, for the people who are listening to us, watching us, can you just confirm in the chat, drop us that you can hear us first and that you can see us. So that would be really nice. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell a bit more about how we met and what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to talk about how you use video prospecting at Chili Piper. But first, you have a really interesting story. We met, I was listening to one of your podcasts. You were doing podcast, before everyone else. And the very fun thing was that you're French, but you were doing that from Mexico, which is very common with my story because I'm French and my wife is from Mexico. So we got to chat and talk a bit about that. And it was just very interesting. You were at the forefront of remote work at the time. It was not something fancy. It was just like, it was basically no one was doing it. And you were one of the ones that you were doing it. So maybe you can tell us a bit more about you, your background, and what you were doing in Mexico.
Yeah, sure. So, and yeah, similar story for me. But I lived in Mexico for 6 years, and my wife is Mexican too, so that's pretty similar to you. But yeah, we met. I think it was 4 years ago, something like that. And yeah, I started with a French podcast doing sales in general. About a little bit more about me. So I'm Eric. Right now, I'm working at Chili Pepper. So I'm leading the EMEA team for the EMEA region. So as their manager,
Mhm.
and also on top of that, right now I'm building a SDR community in English. Now I've stopped doing the podcast in French, and now moving to English. So I have a newsletter. About my background, and I think it's super important to start with this because I'm also I think here today because that's super important for me to share my learnings, what I'm learning with my team, or what I learned also when I was still prospecting, because I don't prospect anymore, but now I lead the team. But when I was in Mexico, so 6 years ago, I just got my master degree after college, and I didn't know what to do. I got the marketing job, and I was lost in my career. I didn't know what to do, and the first job I got, I was expecting so much from my boss. I was expecting that he's going to teach me a lot of things, and is going to coach me, to show me the way to grow the ladder in your career.
Mhm.
It didn't happen. And so what I did is I took action on my career, and instead of just waiting to get success in my career, um, I started reading a book in 2017. It was Predictable Revenue. So first book I read about sales. I was blown away by the book, and I say, yeah, maybe that's something I should try. Start book my first meetings, and that's how I started into sales. And but the lesson with that also, it's what I learned is um, in sales in general, or in your current general, you won't maybe get some help from your boss, or you are expecting so much from them, and they're not going to give you that. So for me today, with the podcast and newsletter, I'm doing all of this because I didn't get that at the beginning of my career, and I think having a boss, manager, or leader helping you in the beginning of your career, it makes a big difference in your career. So.
Okay, very interesting backstory. So I think it's a very common feeling a lot of people have, where they expect to go have their first sales job and then they're gonna learn how to close this just like that and be like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street, and then you realize first that's not how sales work. And in most cases, your manager actually do not always know what they're doing, or maybe don't have really the right fit for your learning style. And I
Yeah.
think putting content out there like you're doing is great. You were one of the first one to kind of do that. And I think for SDRs especially, it's really, really valuable. Quick question, why did you switch to English and why didn't you stick with French? Personal question there.
So that's a good one. Because I was trying to do too much stuff in French. I was trying to do SDR prospecting, but
Yeah.
also closing, but also customer success, and now I'm more self-aware around what I love about sales in general, and prospecting and sales development is where I'm really passionate about. So I took the decision to switch to English because I think there is obviously a bigger audience in English, but I think the SDR world is bigger in English also.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I took the decision on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I think makes total sense. I'm in the same case where I'm a French native, and I just never done and did anything in French because, it's different, and the market, the impact you can have with English speaking is much bigger. And in France, also when you work, let's say if you go on LinkedIn in France, you most of the time will speak English too. So I think that's a good call. But let's talk about the topic. So Chili Piper, big name in the world of sales. Tell us a bit more about how you started, like when did you start there, what are you doing now, and how are you guys using video prospecting?
Sure. So I've started in August 2020, so during COVID, and I've started there as an SDR. And now I've been promoted 3 times already. I've been promoted to team lead, senior team lead, and now SDR manager. And and I'm still working on the mid-market team. So I started at the mid-market SDR. So I'm mentioning that because for me there is differences between going after enterprise accounts and mid-market. It's really I've done both, so I know that the one is more focused on volume and the other one is more strategic. But at Chili Pepper, I'm really focused on mid-market, so accounts between 50 and 1,000 employees. And
Mhm.
now at Chili Pepper, the Yummy team is we have 11 SDRs on the team. I have one team lead and 10 SDRs on the team.
Okay, I see. And so in terms of video prospecting, so the show is hosted and kind of like sponsored by Tolstoy, which is a great
Yeah.
video prospecting tool, which is even integrated with Chili Piper. So is your team using it? Basically, like, do you have some people using it? How does it work there?
So today it's not like it's you need to use it, but we have between 20 and 30% of the team using video. On the team, it's more around if you want to try it. So it's more around if you want to try a new way of communicating with your prospects. So on my team, I know there is 3 people using it, and then on the global team, there is maybe 6, 7 people using it. So that's how it goes, and it's more around, hey, I'm working personally with this person on videos. It's not like, hey, you need to use. For everyone on the team need to use videos for now.
Okay. And so do you feel like, what would be, because, I've been training a lot of SDRs, and video is always a topic where a lot of people are really scared of it.
Yep.
So do you feel like, what are the typical blockers to using video for prospecting that you see in your team?
I will say the first one is hearing your voice again.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty common with this because on the phone it's pretty much the same. And I would say the second one, it's the time it will take you to do it, because maybe the blocker at the beginning, it's you think, oh yeah, I'm going to do 25 videos today. And the reality is you are going to do maybe 5 if you are really good at the beginning or
Yeah.
you are really excited about doing it. But at the beginning, it's you are not satisfied with your first video, so you are doing it again and then another time and then another time. And when I was doing videos for the first time, I was maybe in an hour I could make 2 videos.
Mhm.
After doing videos over and over, I could make like 10 videos in an hour if I was really productive. But yeah, I think at the beginning it's really time consuming because you don't know what you do, you don't know what you need to say, you're not satisfied with your performance, so you want to do it over and over. It's obviously it's your first video will be the worst generally. So
Yeah. And do you rewatch your videos when you do them?
at the beginning, yeah, I was doing it, but then I stopped doing
Yeah.
it. It's I think at the beginning I was making one mistake and I was starting over the video, and then I didn't care about making a mistake
Yeah.
on the video because it's. I know some people are going to say, yeah, it needs to be perfect, but the thing is, you need to find the balance between sending video, making and sending videos, and being perfect, because you can't have perfect videos all the time. And I think practice makes your videos perfect. So
Yeah. I received yesterday a video from an SDR. Instantly, I sent him my calendar link because it was really great. And the video was simple. He just like was 45 seconds. He was, not saying stuff that were perfect or whatever. But thing is, first he followed up. He followed the structure I always give with video prospecting. So I was
Yep,
like, okay, that's the first time someone's actually sending me exactly the playbook that I share for free every single day. So good job on that. So I immediately say, okay, I'm going to take the call. No matter what.
obviously, yeah.
But the thing is, it was simple, it was direct. And I think that's what most people are really afraid of, is they see video as this thing where, okay, now I need to become an actor, and I just need to become like to carry this emotion, and I need to have a good camera, good lighting, good microphone. And what I've seen is, I always, when I do training, I always ask people to send me a prospecting video. Half of them don't even do it because they're too afraid. And when they do it, it's like 3 minutes video. And they say, I always ask them, okay, how much time do you take for that? I say,
Yep.
oh, 3 hours to record it. I'm like, okay. So that's always the fun thing. And in that case, so it seems like we're having the same approach, where now we're just shipping videos without even watching them. You make
Yeah.
mistakes, as long as it's okay, it's fine. How did you, what was the journey to go from doing this perfect video that takes you 1 hour per video to doing like 10 in 1 hour?
So the first time I've made the video was before Chili Pepper. So I was prospecting enterprise accounts. So I was selling like a CRM for recruitment. So I was going after a vice president of HR, vice president of recruitment, and it was. I wanted to try a new something new because I was a bit bored about doing cold emails and cold calling. So I say, yeah, maybe if I'm going after companies with 10,000 employees, maybe I need to try something different, not just doing what the other sales reps are doing. Because if I'm going after the vice president of HR of a big company, um, I'm sure I need to be different. So that's how I started. But yeah, at the beginning, I read a lot about it, and yeah, my first video, like I said, it was a nightmare. If you think about productivity, it was like, yeah, 2 videos in 1 hour, and I think it was just practice. Basically, it's I was watching Morgan Ingram videos, and I know he's posting a lot on videos or doing webinars around that. So I took his structure, and then also online I was reading some articles to try new ideas, because you can think yeah, it's videos, but you can do. I think there is 3 type of videos I was making, and I'm working with the team right now. But I think at the beginning you think, yeah, you can do so much stuff, but with practice, um, I could make like between 10 and 15 videos in 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah, I think the as you said, it's kind of like a free, you can do so many stuff. There's so many call to actions, things you can play with. So for me, I always see it just like as a voice note with your face
Yeah.
on it. So I think it's a very simple way to see that. If you were leaving a voicemail, what would you do?
Yeah.
And it's very similar, except there's your face, and you have some kind of additional multi-dimensional stuff you can do with call to actions. But at the beginning, just do as you would be dropping a voice note, and don't even like watch it again.
And what I like also about video, it's you can be creative about it, because it's you don't need to do like to edit your video. It's generally with tools like Tolstoy, you can share your screen and you can show some stuff that, for example, Chili Pepper, we can show a product, and for example, that's great because you can be on the website of the prospect, and so obviously it's not like a random video that you're sending to your prospect. It's a video made on their website, and it also makes the difference.
Absolutely. And so you said you were working on 3 types of videos with the team currently. Do you have any kind of playbook or some kind of detailed stuff or detailed approach you could share with us?
Yeah. So the easiest one, it's the follow-up video. So let's say you wrote a personalized email to your prospect, he didn't reply or she didn't reply. Instead of just sending another email saying, hey, you didn't reply to my email, or hey, any feedback,
Mhm.
you can send a video of 7 seconds to 15 seconds where it say, hey, Thibaut, I'm sending you this video to ask you if you have any feedback on my previous email. And it's pretty quick to make. It's not, you don't need to think about what you need to say about it. So it's pretty quick to make. So, and I would say, and I would also recommend to do those videos when you are starting, because it's, I think it's at the beginning, it's obviously could be, you can be afraid about doing a 1 minute video. So 7 seconds to 15 seconds, it's pretty easier to do that.
Okay. So that's
So
the
that's the first one.
video. Yeah.
Then there is two other videos. So there is the personalized video. So to your prospect. So let's say right now I want to go out to prospect you. I'm going to go on your LinkedIn profile and then look for something relevant to what I'm selling at Chili Pepper. And then I'm going on your profile, and then I'm going to share my screen with your LinkedIn profile. And then I'm going to talk about this. And then here it's generally between 40 seconds and 1 minute. So that's the second type of videos. Obviously, this one, it's really personalized. So can take a lot of time to do those videos. And then the third type of videos, it's a team video. So here it's not specific to one person, but it's specific to one team at the company. So at Chili Pepper, one of our main product, it's for marketing teams. So what you can do on top of your personal videos, it's recording a video for the marketing team showing what Chili Pepper can do on their website, for example. And so here I can send this video to the VP of demand generation, the VP of marketing, and it's the same video. So it's more strategic to the account instead of just the person. So that's the three main kind of videos.
Okay. So follow up, individual personalized video, and kind of strategic group or account video, I guess. Yeah. Good. And do you have any maybe any stats, or what's the kind of like like impact that video has on your sales organization and the meetings you book?
Yeah. So I don't have any data on that because we didn't track them. But the difference I've seen in my sequences when I was prospecting is, even though they were not clicking on the video to book the meeting, I've seen that they watched the video and then sometimes they came on the website to get the demo. So obviously it's hard to track. It's can't say, yeah, this video make them book the meeting, but they watched the video, they went on the website and then book a demo, for example. So I've seen an impact,
Yeah.
sometimes direct impact on the demo, but sometimes it's having them going on the website.
Okay. And in that sense, because that's something I've seen very, very, very often, where you if you have like use a tool like Tolstoy, you can put your logo, and people can go on the website and they kind
Yeah.
of build this knowledge of the brand. Are you able to attribute that? So meaning like you're going after this account, so if there's any demo coming in, then you get like discounts as an outbound stuff, or how does it work for you in that case?
At Chili Pepper, we have the privilege, I would say, to get credit for inbound also, because when I used to work at previous jobs, even though you were working the account from an outbound perspective, if they came on the website, ask for the demo, you won't get credit for it. At Chili Pepper, we've changed the rules over time, but right now the rule is in the past 15 days, does the prospect that you are reaching out to received an email, an activity on Salesforce to show that you influenced the demo,
Yeah.
and that they get credit for it. Now, if it's not the same person, we need to show that they need to ask during the demo, hey, so and so reach out to X prospect. Do you know if they're influenced? And that's pretty much what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah, I like that, because there's this concept of dark funnel. I guess
Yep.
you've heard about it. It's the guys Refine Labs are always talking about that. And like often we maybe can be like the first kind of point of contact, or they know about the company, and then they do their journey and they don't really go on our video and book our meeting. So I think it's great and I think a lot of companies should do that, because um like that's going to create, if you don't like attribute this kind of demos, it's going to create really bad incentive for the SDRs, and it's going to make their job really tough. So I think it's really, when you implement video as part of an SDR team, it's very important to also make sure that the attribution of the discovery comes or is kind of like, you're very open about it. So I think it's very interesting there.
And that's a really good point, because we are talking about this, and for me at the beginning, I was not seeing so much, the real difference with other companies doing that. But now that you're saying that, it makes so much a difference for SDR, because it gives credit to something that they influence. Because sometimes, yes, they didn't book with the SDR, and then I know on my team sometimes the SDR say, yeah, I didn't book it, so I'm not feeling really happy about that. But I say, yeah, but you influence it, because your emails, the video you sent, or the call you made, you left a voicemail, and then they go on the website and book a demo. So yes, technically you didn't book it on the phone, but they book it. They went on the website and booked the demo. So
Yeah, which is what matters in the end, and the revenue you make. So I think it's very interesting. And talking about that, you as a manager, what do you pay attention to with video? Like, I'm asking this kind of like product research, because we at Tolstoy, we are really curious to know about how, we can make sure that we do give tools to managers. So what are you paying attention to in regards to video?
yeah. I would say the first thing I check is the emails they send.
Mhm.
First, because how I'm seeing the process with videos, it's if they send it to via an email, it's the subject line and first line first
Yeah.
to see if they open the email, and then the first lines of your email, because are they selling the click on the video? And then the second thing I will check is the thumbnail of the video, because if it's a video without any, I don't know, you can use an app on your phone where you can say, hi, Thibaut, for example, or you have like a blackboard, or you write the name of your prospect, because you need to show to your prospect that it's personalized to the person. If you're not
Yeah.
sharing your screen, for example, if you share your screen, if you're on the website of the company, obviously they will see the logo, so it shows that it's personalized. And then same if it's the LinkedIn profile, that's what you can do, because I want to show to for the prospects in less than 5 seconds that's something personal to them, because if you don't see that, they won't click on the video also. And
Mhm.
then I will start watching the video and the structure of the video, the length, obviously, of the video. But that's the process I'm doing with them. Because
Okay.
if I start with the video, but then I see the thumbnail was not including something personalized, and then the email also don't um, don't have a call to action to watch the video, it's where I need to start.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting, because these are maybe triggers that could be inserted in the kind of analytics where you could actually have a, view of, like an idea. Because, if let's say you have a team of 10 people and they are sending 10 videos each per day, that's like, 100 videos a day to watch. It's too long.
Yeah.
So if you could identify the ones that are, like going out of like the kind of playbook, that would be a thing where you can pinpoint, watch the video, and then give some training or enablement to this rep. So,
And also, talking about this, it's and this applies for videos, but also for personalized emails, because I think it's when you take the time for your prospect, to record a video or write a long email, a personalized email to your prospect. Um, it's not because your prospect didn't reply that they're not going to watch the video. So you need to do extra job to show them the video.
mhm.
So what we do generally also, it's they go on LinkedIn. If obviously they accepted the connection request, we are going to send the video there also. But then I can send a second time another email with another subject line to have a second time the video, because if you take the time, to record a video that took you maybe 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, you need to make sure that your prospect is going to watch it at least. It's not because if you spend 5 minutes and don't do this extra job, well, that's maybe you didn't do all the job you need to do to make them watch the video.
Got it. Okay. And any tips for people just getting started, see who are listening to us and who's like, okay, I want to try to do some video. What
Yeah.
should they do?
Start small. I don't know if did you read Atomic Habits from by James Clear?
I didn't read it, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm on TypeShare, so they do a lot
Okay.
of atomic essays, whatever. So I guess I understand the
Yeah.
concepts without knowing about them. Yeah.
So start small. I would say, because like we were talking about earlier, it's if you want to do 25 videos, um, the first day or the first week you want to do 25 videos every day, I don't think it's the good idea, because it's going to take you a lot of time, and you're going to spend more time than what you're thinking about. So I would say start blocking 1 hour and do maybe 2 or 3 videos in 1 hour. So you start building your muscle about doing videos, making videos, and that's how I would start. And obviously, I can't say, yeah, send your video if you're not happy with, because it's here. I think at the beginning, obviously, from the prospect perspective, you need also to send like a good quality video. So I would say, yeah, take 5-6 times to do it at the beginning, but the more you're going to do videos, the less you will care also about the mistake you make in your video and everything else. So that will be first tip. But then also, it's like we were talking about, it's in your thumbnail, please personalize it, because you need to show to your prospect that's personalized to them or to the company. So go on their LinkedIn profile or go on the website to show them that's personalized to them. Or you can use this app, like I said. If you want, I can show you. For example, up, you can show like this. And so instead of having buying a blackboard, you can use your an app, and
What's the name of the app?
make it big. So it's
Make
this
it
one,
big.
yeah,
Okay. Let me
on
check
App
out.
Store. So it's, I don't know which one on Android is it, but
Yeah.
just putting that right in the chat. And so that's the three ways you can personalize it. And then there is also another one, an app that you can use with Tolstoy. It's Snap Camera. So it's like, I think it's from Snapchat. And so it's, you can use filters to do like more fun stuff. But when I was prospecting during Christmas, when I was going after prospect where they celebrate Christmas, I was putting filters of Christmas instead of just doing the random videos that you can use. So it was a little bit more fun than just using the video. So that's, yeah.
I'm gonna try this snap camera. Never thought about it, but I don't have a social network except LinkedIn, so I don't have the filters and everything. So I finally have an excuse to go and show up as a goat or a cat. So I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that's
Cool. That's really, really good tips, actually. So before we dive into the question Q&A, I'm signed up to your newsletter, which is really valuable, really great, super tactical every Sunday. Would you mind sharing the link in the Q&A so people can sign up?
sure.
Yeah, would be really cool on that. So while Elric is sharing the link to his newsletter, just drop questions in the ask a question or Q&A. I'm going to start with the first question we had, which is, what do you think from Batuan? Thank you, Batuan. What do you think sending videos only in FWP stage? In that way, we would be only able to focus on the FWP, not spending too much time on the intro message. So I don't know what is the FWP. Does that ring a bell for you?
No, maybe it's follow-up stage, but
Maybe, yeah.
can you just explain us what
Yeah.
FWP is?
If you
Just
could
really.
precise, that would be great. We're going to answer another question in the meantime. Um, so, Alexander, when you receive video from Tolstoy on LinkedIn, you need to open it in another page. Like LinkedIn asks you if you trust this link, select it to continue. I think that it can concern prospects. Can you advise the other way on how to send video? So, any thoughts on that, Ulrich?
Yeah. So on LinkedIn, I don't think there is another way. Because I don't know. I know it's pretty new on LinkedIn that they just started to release that. So
Yeah.
emails, because it's not depending on LinkedIn. So that will be the other way to use it. I don't know what you think, Thibaut, about that.
So I think the thing is you can have native videos where you don't really need an app. You can do it on LinkedIn. If you're connected with them, you can actually record a video on your phone. It's only on your phone, not on the how you call that, on your desktop. So you may not be able to use that. However, links, the thing is LinkedIn, what they're trying to do is they're always trying to keep you on their platform. So they're going to do everything they can to make you, go away from clicking on links. So you can play, I think, between that. I wouldn't pay too much attention and say, okay, that's bad, because for me, like for example, I sent a prospecting video like last week to the VP, I think VP Sales EMEA of HubSpot, and he replied. So like I guess he's receiving like thousands of emails every hour. He's always being prospected. So I don't think it's that much of an issue. So and in emails, you can also have the preview. It's kind of really well optimized with tools like Tolstoy. So I think that's good. Yeah.
But no, that's a good point. Also, what you mentioned, because on LinkedIn also you have the preview of the video,
Yeah.
so they will see that's not
True.
spam. So that's a good
True.
point.
If you optimize your preview with like as you said, with the whiteboard stuff, that should actually help there. So but one, yes, follow-up stage. So let me repeat the question. What do you think sending videos only follow-up stage? In that way, you would only be able to focus on the follow-up, not spending too much time on the intro message via LinkedIn. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's obviously if you think about being productive, because as an SDR, you need to think about the time you're spending on your prospects. So obviously it's great because it's different than just sending plain text emails. Uh, but I would, if I, on video, I think the rapport videos, it's doing stuff that maybe you can do via email. So maybe the first step following up, no, videos with following up, I think it will be the first stage. But then, yeah, in the long term, more personalized videos to the company or to the person.
Okay. For me, what I would suggest is, like you can use video, but not just do 100% video. So include it in some follow-up, maybe on LinkedIn, on email, then do some text stuff, then, maybe LinkedIn voice notes, then calls. So it's really about maybe including it into your sequence and not saying, okay, I'm going to switch everything and do only videos. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people, they just, like what you see is, decision makers, or what we call above the line buyers. Very often they are on LinkedIn when they are into board meetings, and they cannot play video because that would make some sound and they're not supposed to watch it. So
That's true.
change the thing, because they may actually look for, like they may consume content or answer, like what you see your message in places where they shouldn't. So that's one thing, you can include.
Yeah, and also another point to think about videos, it's the if you depending on if you have tiers also for your accounts. Video, we are always sending videos to the top tier accounts we have because we don't want to have some accounts where an SDR spend time on it if it doesn't make sense from a business perspective. So it's for tier 1 and tier 2 accounts, generally videos, because we want to spend, if you spend some time, you need to spend that on the best accounts. And same with prospects inside the company. Obviously, if you are reaching out, because sometimes, and on my team, they're reaching out to other SDRs to get some information. They are not going to do a video to the SDR. They are doing this video to a marketing manager or VP of demand generation.
Okay. Here we have a question from Daniel. In terms of mid-market versus enterprise, which is more of a volume play in your opinion?
Yes, and I confirm that mid-market, it's really, if you compare what you do on mid-market and enterprise, at Chili Pepper, I only worked mid-market, but generally you work between 200 and 300 accounts per month. And enterprise, in my previous job, it was between 40 and 50 accounts per month max. So,
Okay.
and obviously it's mid-market, it's more balanced between being personalized and volume, because you don't want to send templated emails or templated videos, but you want to maybe spend 1-2 minutes to your prospects to personalize. But in enterprise, it's you are going to spend more time on reaching out.
Okay. We have a question from
And what do you think about that too?
I mean, obviously, the thing is, enterprise the deals are typically bigger, so that's the ones where you can spend more time personalizing, building like more thorough sequences, multi-threading. Trying to really go after the account. Whereas the mid-market is something where it's going to be maybe led more by activity on LinkedIn or inbound
Yeah.
leads. So here you can crunch some videos. Like that's really, for me, that's really what I focus on mid-market, where it's just really making sure that you use video, that it looks personalized, but you don't spend too much time doing it. So I think that's the idea, where instead of working on maybe 50 accounts, you're going to work on 2, 3, 400, over the quarter of the month, and then you just like ship as much as you can and try to catch the low-hanging fruits. So there's
Yeah.
pros and cons. I think prospecting mid-market is simpler because you get more feedback faster. But enterprise prospecting is actually where you make the big bucks. So more strategic there. Yeah. Question from Antonio. What's the typical video reply rate that you aim for?
That's a good question. At Chili Piper, I would say between 3 and 5% repair rate. When I was at my previous job, it was between 10-15% repair rate. So, and it's kind of it's, you would say when I was prospecting enterprise, I got more replies, and I would say because I was going after industries, more traditional industries, and so I knew that I was doing something different, and so I will explain the result with this. At here, Chili Pepper, we are selling to SaaS businesses, and I don't. I don't have a lot of experience on all industries, but I would say SaaS businesses in general, it's a really tough one because they are they're receiving so much prospecting, and even though you're seeing videos, the repair rate will be lower than maybe other verticals.
Yeah. So in my case, for me, I don't really check so much the reply rate per
Yeah.
video, but more per sequence. So I have between 4 and 6 touch points. And overall, you get 39% reply rate. It's often because I use like hyper personalized. So I use triggers, very specific triggers to get some replies. And not just like calling out of the blue. And again, I'm not going through some kind of enterprise deals, but more mid-market. And selling sales training is just like something you can sell to pretty much everyone. So why would I stay to one account? But I think that really depends. And as you said, for example, a lot of my customers are in Germany, where people just receive a video, and in some industries they're like, okay, that's a spam. In some others they're like, oh, what is that? And they're really curious, and so they reply. Really have sometimes 45% reply rate, because people are like, it's the first one they ever receive, and they just like amazed by the technology. So that's what you see.
But also, when you go after salespeople, also I think it's receiving videos. It makes a difference because as VP of sales, like you are mentioning that you send a video to the VP of sales at HubSpot for the EMEA region.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure when you are a VP of sales and your team is prospecting also, you know that when you receive a video, when you're the prospect, you see the difference on you. So you see the value on using videos.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it can really vary, but it's a super interesting tool that is for me, I'm always saying just use it while you can, because when everyone will be doing it, it's not going to be different anymore. But the kind of like barrier of entry, that is there, which makes it like very hard for a lot of people to use it, makes it a very nice tool to use to get more replies. So for me, since I integrated it, I got like really good reply rates.
And also, what I'm not saying right now, it's because I think I received maybe 3 or 4 videos since I'm a manager, but the first video I received, it was when you have a new way on prospecting, generally you have always salespeople who are going to mass blast the channel, and so they were doing the video sounds like personalized, but when you click on it, it was not personalized. It was like the generic video they were selling to everyone. So I was expecting something different, but I don't know. It's my my thoughts on this.
Yeah, and the thing is, often just like you have over 600 people who are reading you every day, every week, and it's always surprising. We're just putting the playbook, and like there's so many ways for people to reach out to us and get us to reply and even book a meeting. But most people are really lazy, and as you said, they just use a sequence or a new channel. So if you can focus on quality, you're gonna get a lot more replies. And use the triggers out there. We live online, so a lot of people live online, so you can use that to reach them, basically.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think we are coming to the end. Elric, that was really, really great to have you and speak about video prospecting. Again, everyone, go check SDR game if you want to go and get some tactical advice and on prospecting. And yeah, Rick, it was really cool to be with you on the show. And yeah, good luck with the rest.
Thanks, Thibaut. Really appreciate the invitation.
Yeah, thank you. Ciao.